I just opened the garage. It's been a few days. Just needed a little break. Frame's looking good. Let me turn the light on. I got a bag of goodies here. Let me turn the light on. One little switch right there. There we go. So I got a bag of goodies. I got lights and LEDs and directionals. I got this 6 fuse blade fuse block. Pretty cool. Power in. 3 pins out. 3 pins out. 6 fuses. Got an electronic flasher because you have to have one with LEDs. These are LEDs. I'm going to use these as a front directionals. As I was saying, here's my 6 fuse block. I had to get some yellow ring terminals. These are those same LEDs. This one's LED, this one isn't. I have some 18 gauge 40 feet, and I have some 18 gauge 40 feet in black. These strip LEDs, I thought it'd be good for front directionals on a piece of aluminum that I have. These just like snap in place, but they have like a chrome base, fake chrome base, and the electronic flasher. So I'm going to see if I can make some kind of a headlight bar. At the same time, I have to figure out the wiring for this control because it's the headlight and the high beam and the left and right turn and the horn, and I'm sure there's got to be a dozen wires coming out of there. Oh yeah. So I think I'm going to take this thing off and go through the wiring, write it down, all that, so I can just put it on and leave it on. I got these really long self-tapping screws from work. They're so tight the freaking screw bit won't come out of the damn thing, but I drilled 2 holes because this has a mounting hole, 4 mounting holes. I'm going to use the 2 bottom ones. Now the tops you power in, so it's going to be close to this, but it's all insulated on the back, even though I'm still going to put something between it. But I need somewhere to hold it secure, and that seems like the best spot considering the main power is right there. I am going to put a breaker switch that kills everything, which is going to be hidden up front, so we'll see how that works. But these damn mosquitoes, I'm going to kill them. Look at them. Fucking little bastards. I got the fan on, but it ain't helping much because it's pointing the wrong direction. So let me put this in place and beat off some mosquitoes. Back in a minute. This is a resettable 1.5 amp 250 volt to DC 28 volt. You can barely see it right there. Resettable breaker. Now I'm going to put this in line with the main power lead, so when I want a hidden kill switch, that kills everything. And it's going to be up front somewhere, but I need a way to hold it down. So what I was thinking is I had this piece of aluminum. I'm going to make a bracket that just goes over the face of it and holds it down like that with a screw on both sides, and connects it to the frame, and then I got my power in and, power out. Just going to hide it somewhere, so when I'm done riding, flick a switch, car don't start, you know what I mean? But it's not too hidden if you know where it is, so I'm going to stick it up front. Who cares? Thing's always going to be parked in the garage anyway. I can't leave it outside that much. But I'm going to drill another hole, cut this, round it off, whatever it takes, and stick it up front on the right side of the tube, and then I'm going to connect the main power to this, and then this is going to go to that post on the new fuse block. Well, I've been out here wiring for a little bit. I got the new fuse block mounted, 2 screws. They do not touch the frame at all. The main power's here, comes in, goes to the circuit breaker, of which is resettable. So I can push that in. Main power comes out. Actually, main power comes out of the frame, does a loop, goes into the breaker, comes out of the breaker, goes to the main pin on the fuse block, and then you got 6 pins, 6 fuses. This one goes to the, what the hell did I connect it to? The starter relay, the first starter relay, 1 of 3. I can prove it don't work. If I pop the breaker, no button. If I push the breaker in, we have a starter. So that's one of three. I am going to get more insulation on this. I want to put something behind it. I'm going to find another way to mount this relay because I don't like how it's just like sitting in the frame and I got a wire tie around it for now. I'm getting eaten alive. I'm going to have to do something about that too. Yeah, maybe this will help. So there's a 30 amp that goes to the first relay for the starter, which is just sitting in there like I said. I don't like it. I made that bracket. I got that piece of aluminum I actually got the other day. I have it just holding it down, but it holds it pretty good. I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. Friggin' things are ridiculous. They're bloodsuckers. So, I was trying to think of a way to put these directionals. Let me grab one of these things here. Shut this off. I want these to be probably right here. Let me get you in the front. Probably like here, facing forward on both sides. I saw Musty use those pipe clamp things. Those might work. If I made some kind of a bracket off them, I'm going to remember this is a 1-inch tube, so that's what I'm shooting for. Something like this. Why am I zoomed in? Because this thing zoomed in on me. But that's what I'm shooting for. Hopefully the camera hasn't lost its mind yet. So let's shut the breaker off and go in the house. Have a good night. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, but it's going to be a long day tomorrow. Got a lot of stuff to do and no time for trike, but we'll see. Well, I've been using my, last night I used this LED directional thingy. Has a little test light. See if it works. Beep beep. And what I did is I metered out all the connections on the left control pod. So I have connectors on them all. And I have a little wiring diagram I wrote up. And now I can put it back on and stop playing with some wires and figure out where my directionals and all that stuff gotta go and other things, but Wolfie, come here. Come here. Here's my little buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Scoping the neighborhood? Don't go far, okay? Kitties will eat you. So, I stole the batteries out of this thing. This thing comes with one of those like test lights. This is a pretty cool light too. Maybe I can reuse this. But this one's all LED. Couple of volts and it fires. So let's put that left control pod on and get some connectors and connect it to my fuse block and get some stuff working. Alright, see you in a bit. Well, despite the absolute mess I made on the floor, connectors and wires and having fun. The fuse block is on. Wires are starting to run. This is, the brown is the power to everything up here. The green is one side of the horn button right here. And the other green goes to the horn, which right now I left a little extra. I got it wired to those Honda horns because I got 3 horns to choose from, and this one here scares the hell out of me. But right now I got the beep beep horn. And here's the circuit breaker I mounted the other day. If I push this in, nothing works. No horn, no nothing. Pop it in. I have this wired. It's connected, but I don't have a coil yet. What I did is the off run off thing is 2 wires, I believe it was. Where did I put that? The red wire here, the 2 red wires. Now one plugs into this 15 amp fuse. The other one goes all the way back and up and around. And I just have it wire tied for now, but this is going to go to the positive on the coil. So all that switch is going to do is kill the coil. It's either on or it's off. I figured that way if I had it on and there was a radio in it or something, and you don't want to keep your coil on because you'll smoke the thing. So whenever you pull up and you're shutting the bike off, you flick it to the off, you leave it off. And you still have power elsewhere unless you push this, which pops out the breaker. Now you have no power anywhere. I still have brake light wires to run. I can take those off. That's got to go up to the fuse block. I still got extra blocks too. I did have to make a ground for the starter relay, and I went with a smaller one. This big one just, I don't know, maybe because it's a Ford, but this big one would not work. So I went with the smaller ones, just like the ones on the horns. It actually fits nice inside the tube in the, it's right in there, inside that black wire tie. It fits between the frame rails, right behind this. And everything's insulated. I have breakaway points because I know what this goes to. That's the main power. If I rip that thing out, if there's ever a problem, it'll just disconnect. Main power's here, pretty well insulated. That big breaker is a real quick kill. I have things like this is high beam, low beam. This is the power in for the directionals. That's each of your directionals. What else? The blue. What was the blue? I forget. Oh, the blue is the high beam. So I got a whole bunch of wires still to go. So the relay has to go on this, the flasher relay, and then both directionals, one each side goes on that. So still got a lot more wiring to do here, and it's a lot of work. When I initially started, something happened. I hit the horn, and I kid you not, the thing kicked over because I didn't have a ground for the interior relay in here, of which I made one right there. So that goes up, goes to the first relay, which goes to the second relay, which goes to the starter, which was the start button. But something was happening. I was energizing it backwards. I found it really quick. I like this. This is cool. My main hidden kill switch. But still wiring. I left some extra back here, like I said. This horn is freaking loud. So all I have to do is move this over to this horn relay, and then this one's wired. So I need like a three-way switch somewhere. Maybe something accessible, but I'm not worried about the horns right now. I am worried about getting some directionals connected and finding the correct bolts for this steering column, of which I have to pull all of this stuff up because I don't have enough wire right now. Which ones are we talking now? I got the purple. It's like a pink color and the red. I can go up a little bit, but I got to make sure that this stuff doesn't bind when I turn the wheel either. That would really suck. So I got to get a little more length out of that. This one doesn't belong here. I think we're going to take this one out, move it to this side to get more length. But having fun. Now I'm down to the Novita EP27. This is an electronic flasher. It's got power, ground, hazards, and a line for the lamps. I got a bunch of connectors, and it's pretty crazy. I don't know if you can read that. You might be able to read it now. Here's my directionals up here. And I know the gray is the power for it. So this has got to fish down and be extended like these are. And it's going to be all wrapped up eventually. I have plastic like wire loom stuff I can get. Actually I have some, so. But it'll be all nice and pretty. I'm trying to find a good place to put this thing. I don't want it anywhere near my controls. It seems every time I move further down, I find a better place. I can mount this there. Not a big deal. Or keep it tight, tilt it, wire tie it. Don't want to do that. But I got 3 pins left. I'm going to make this one direct. It's just a positive side for a relay, but it's one relay and it's a major relay, so I'm going to put it on that post right there. I did move the other one around. These got to be all wire tied down. So let's get playing with this thing. EP27 electronic flasher by Novita. NovitaTech.com. Now I didn't mean for everything to be wired in red and black, but that's how it worked out. What I have here is my left and right directional. It comes from the hazard part, as a hazard side of the relay, because this is electronic, and goes up through the gray, splits out into either light, and turns into a red and black. Actually turns into a red and black right there. The orange and blue turn into a red and black. And they split out into the 2 lights, which are the directionals. I've got it tied into one right now. And here's a ground. I just stole a little ground from one of the relays. And here's my trigger. We'll put the right one on first. And of course it has cancel, so you pop it back and you do half a click back and it cancels. Now the other side, I can turn it on, but it ain't going to do anything because it's right here. It's not connected. I'm going to swap that right now. I'll swap it to the other side. Okay, now it's left. Switch to left. We have left. Cancel and cancels. So the digital relay or electronic relay works good in line with all the LEDs, and the funny thing is the more you add to it, it seems to beep a little bit slower, but it says it handles up to 6 bulbs, so if they're all LED and some are incandescent, it shouldn't matter. But it has to electronically switch the wire, switch the connection. But yeah, I got a lot of red and blacks. Looks like a mess right now, but it's pretty clean. This is directionals. That is coil. I've got the horn wires. How the horn works. The start works. The kill works. Nothing. Nothing. And the coil switch works. So when I have a running engine or an engine that's together and I'm ready to turnkey here, all the electrical should be done. I forget what this is. The whites. These are the headlights. That's what it is. High beam, low beam, and these are actually dash lights. One comes on when it's in one is parking lights, and one is parking lights and headlights, meaning this would go to a gauge, this one would only go to parking lights. So I got wire everywhere. This is all 18 gauge. I have red and I have black. See the black? And it's pretty cheap. I'm sitting here in my lawn chair playing with this thing, so. Oh, gotta turn the power on. Cool that it works. Free controls, free light. Well, this light ain't free. Okay, now I'm going to need 2 for the front, 2 for the back. I'm thinking I'm going to use these in the front because they're cheap. And along with the wiring, here we go. I'll do some more. Well, I may not have needed it or not, but here it is. I put 2 wires on the switch for the brake, master cylinder, brake light switch, ends up, goes to ground, and goes to power. So now when you hit the brake, relay clicks. Now I just got to connect it to whatever tail light I use. So I'm going to put a power in the middle one, and I'll put a line out when the body's back on, and when it comes down to wiring the brake light, there it is. Cool. Now I left enough wire that my harness does a little loop. Once I seal that all up in a plastic flexible tube, you won't see it. But I got a couple of floaters that are going to be tied down. And I got some strands that I twisted together with my drill. Just because it looks good, keeps it clean. Actually I have 3 sets. There might even be 4 or 5 by the time I'm done. Brake light's got the same thing. Left and right directional. The horn wire doesn't. I haven't really got much more to wire till the body's on. I like the break it, circuit breaker kill idea. I just got to find a place to put this relay. Yet another floating relay. Might go in there. Well, sun's going down, the skeeters are coming out. I'm going in. This is probably a couple days in one because I haven't had much time to do this because I've been doing other things like the floors in my mother-in-law's house and her bathroom. That's a lot of fun. I'd rather do this. And, you know, this, that, and the other family things. Do what I can, when I can. We didn't have electrical. I'm thinking once the engine's back together, over there, and ready to go, it should be plug and play, like I said. Have a good day. Directionals! Connected to nothing. Have a good night.